Ugh. Hold on. Whoops, here's a sneeze. Oh, where did that come from? Let me turn the fan away from me. I better not be getting a cold. All right. I'm on the floor, so hold on. I like to wait 2 minutes until I talk, because that's 2 minutes that nobody's watching. And then my stockerazzi logs in. Oh boy. Where did that sneeze come from? Blah. All right, I'll start up in 40 seconds. Chew. Oh boy. 25 seconds to go. I just need sleep. I need sleep. I slept the whole week away. Ooh. All right, we're almost ready. There they are. All right, so update, 2 minutes, right now. There we go. So I'm here on the floor where I live till I finish selling this place. And I'm eating grapes, and I'm pulling out the ones that have black little, I don't know what they are. I had that one viewer left. All right, so where are we at? Let me take my, all right. So where are we going to start? There's so much to talk about that nobody cares about. Remember when I said like 2 days ago I had a really bad headache from sinuses? So everybody out here gets all these allergy things. I don't really get allergy. It's not like I have a runny nose or my eyes water. My eyes water during the cold. When it's really cold, if I'm outside eating, my eyes pour. You'd think I was crying. My eyes literally just pour. But now I'm pretty fine. I get congestion. So last 2 days, the top of my head, I thought my head was going to blow up. And then I yanked out my left shoulder from living on this floor for the last, I don't know how many weeks or months. And I was in big trouble. So the only thing that works on me, I don't take medication. The only thing that works for headaches is Tylenol migraine, which is Tylenol with an aspirin in it. That works. And the other thing that works, I don't know why, I don't understand why, but any over-the-counter like Tylenol cold or flu or Tylenol, they have a daytime and a nighttime. So they don't carry that at Costco anymore. So I ended up buying the daytime and nighttime thing. And I took the nighttime, and I don't take medication. I can't handle anything. I don't take anything, so my body can't handle anything. So I took this NyQuil yesterday, and all I've done for most of the day is sleep. My brain is alert. I have no energy, and that's what this stuff does to me. The good thing is it completely opened up my sinuses, the top of my head, breathing through both nostrils. The top of my head is clear. My forehead doesn't hurt. Around my eyes, my nose, all the sinus areas, they're all clear. And the arm, of course, a sinus pill's not going to fix the arm, but the medication in there, it's kind of like pain. The only thing it did is the arm is totally, the shoulder's totally locked up. And it will be that way for days until the brain says there's no injury, unlock, and then But at least I'm not suffering. Yesterday, I was in incredible pain. I thought my head was going to blow up. So, enough of that. But like right now, I'm on the floor, and I went out before, went over to check on my mom, and I came right back. I had no desire to, no energy to do anything, just nothing. I read many years ago, it said people who take NyQuil at nighttime will not pass a DUI test the next day in the afternoon. So it screws up your system. Thankfully, my head is clear. So what's going on? Ow. But my neck, I just try to pop the neck. I can't. It's locked up. So I went over to see my mom. Well, I went over to I'm living here until this place is sold. Hold on. Okay. Living here till this place is sold, which is going to be very soon. And I put a message on the internet. Nobody ever answered it. I put a message saying, because I was curious how people think. I said, if you were given $500,000 today, what would you do with it? And don't lie to me and say you would donate it. What would you do with it? And nobody answered because nobody answered. That's why. They didn't answer because they didn't answer. So I was very curious. What would somebody do if they were handed $500,000 right now after selling something and they didn't need it? And what would you do with the money? So got no answer, and that's fine. So I'm living over here on the floor. It's like saying I'm living here on a sidewalk in a box. I'm living here on a floor with a jacket for a pillow and a blanket for a blanket. Oh, my right shoulder is so relaxed. Let's see how the shoulder on the left is doing. The problem one. Okay, so the stuff helped a little bit. It didn't help at the top of the neck. So I sleep here and then I wake up. It's a pretty sad life. It's been a very sad life for 10 months since I moved in to be a caregiver for my mom, and it was the biggest nightmare mistake of my life. And tomorrow is 13 weeks since I put my dog down. The hardest thing in the world to say, to look at her pictures, I still can't deal with it. And I had to put the dog down at the house, and then I just decided I can't handle this. I mentally, emotionally, physically, I was falling apart being in that house. Just a toxic disaster, a daily nightmare to put up with her. So all I do is I've got my stuff here, like I've got, it's almost like camping. I got a roll of toilet paper here. I have a roll of paper towels. I've got my massager for my neck. Oh, this is stuff I brought here over the weeks. I got my massager for my neck because it hurts. My sinus pill if I need it. A little bit of food in the kitchen. Not a lot. A lot of food I threw away because I realized it was really screwing up my stomach. My stomach is totally messed up from being at the house and dealing with putting down the dog and putting it with my mom. My whole digestive system is in big trouble. I'm probably going to be dead in another 10 seconds. So a lot of stuff that I bought, I would eat it and I'd say, you got to throw this away. This is not good for you. So there's not much here. I have a few items on the kitchen counter. I have a few items in the kitchen cabinet, like 8 cans of soup and paper towels, toilet paper. I have nothing in the bathroom, nothing in the bathroom on the bathroom counter, nothing in the washing machine, absolutely nothing in the bedroom. Some stuff in the kitchen, like I said, just very basic. I have less stuff than a person that's camping. If I had to get out of here right now, I could put everything in about 4 little shopping bags and take it to the car, and I would be out of here. So I'm living like a homeless person on the corner. And then I wake up in the morning. Hold on. I wake up in the morning, and of course I'm sleeping on the floor, and usually it's really weird, but to show you how much stress I'm under, I fall asleep at one side of the living room, and I wake up in the morning, I've completely rolled over to the other side of the room. But during the night, that's how messed up things are. So, I wake up, I sit there for a few minutes, and I take my fingers and I wipe the gunky stuff away from my eyes, and I sit there for a few minutes, and then I put my socks on, which are on the floor somewhere. I usually go to sleep and I wake up during the night and I fling my socks in the air, and who knows where they land. So I put my socks on, I put my pants on, I stand up and grab my shoes and go over to the stairs, and I sit on the stairs and put my 2 shoes on. What else do I do? Wash my face, brush my teeth, get in the car. Oh, take all the trash from the nighttime, whatever I ate, or the wrappers or the cups, throw it in the trash outside, and then go over to the car, drive to my mom's house. She's normally asleep. That's when you get that age and you start getting that dementia, it is all they do is sleep. And that's why I had to get out of there. I could not deal with it. I thought I was going to go nuts. So sometimes I open up the door and she's sitting there in the dark in her nightgown with the TV on, blasting, watching TV at 8:30 in the morning, and she'll be there for 16 hours sleeping and watching TV and wasting her life, because that's what they do. Or she might be in her bed until 10 or 11 or 12 in the afternoon. So I go in the house, and I usually grab all the trash. Well, oh boy, that was a major burp. I told you I'm not digesting well. Oh. So, at that age, you don't know what I'm not sure that I want to say at that age, or because for her age, she's doing really well. And it's not like she's got full-blown Alzheimer's dementia. I don't know what she's got. She's doing a lot better than your average person out there. She's doing a lot better than your average person who's 20 years old. So that just goes to show you how screwed up the population is. But I go, like this morning, I went in the house. She wasn't awake. Or she might have been laying down in her bed. She knew I was there, I think. And so usually I go there and I take my shower. And that's the hard part, is because when I would... The dog... This is so hard. You have no idea how hard this is to say. It's so hard for me to even deal with what's going on. The dog used to sit at the window or the door and wait for me to come in. So the dog is gone. I go in the living room where her dog house is and her dog beds and her dog everything is. And if I could live in the house, I could deal with that. But I can't live in the house because my mom is making my life a nightmare. But if I was living in the house, I could work through this. So what's happening is I'm living in my place alone, which is the most destructive thing anybody could do, is living alone on a floor with absolutely no furniture and no TV and no computer. It's like solitary confinement. There's nothing to do. There's absolutely nothing to do at all. And this is where I lived with the dog, so I didn't want to be here. I should be at the house where I ended up putting the dog down, but so every time I go to the house, it's like reliving everything over again because I wonder, why isn't she at the door? Why isn't she following me? Why am I not checking her water bowl and giving her food? And I have to relive the whole thing all over again every time I walk into that house. And I should be able to live in that house and sit on the sofa and watch TV and have some privacy, but my mother doesn't understand that I moved in there to help her, and she had to get out of the room and give me some space and some privacy and some peace to let me live. So that's why I had to get out of there, because I was living in the corner of a room in a chair. I was living in a chair all day and night until my body would just flip from all the tension and the pain in the neck and the shoulders and the back. And I'd say, get out of the room already. I need to stretch out. And she'd go, what did I do wrong? Am I such a rotten mother? Oh, I can't do anything right, can I? And just the guilt. And then so that was 10 months of crying every day. Months of crying every day at what she did to the dog. I just couldn't deal with it, so I had to move here. So going to the house now, every time I walk in there, my stomach just goes into knots. I see the stuff of the dog, and I'm dealing with it a little better, and then I go into the room, and I look at the computer, and there's photos online of photos you took of the dog 3 years ago, memories 4 years ago, pictures 2 years ago, my cell phone photos from the last year, and it's all the dog, and I see it, and I lose it every single time. Because there's just too much going on between the dog and the house and selling this place. So I wanted to get out of here because I hate this place. It ended up being a good thing. My real estate agent said, you need to move out of that house and get away from your mother because she's destroying you, and you need to come back in here. And we'll find a place for you to move once this thing is sold. Everybody around me knows what this has done to me. From losing the dog, and it's pretty shocking that the one person who supported me, I'm not going to give a lot of details, but the one person who supported me all the way through this is somebody who's on TV 5 days a week doing something, who's well aware of what's going on with me and keeps in touch with me and is always very supportive. So out of family, out of friends, this one person that's on the television every day, that's the person that reaches out to me to make sure I'm doing okay. So if you watch the videos, you know what's going on. As far as how my mom's treated me, how she treated the dog when she was sick, how she's treated her memories since she's been gone. And part of it is probably the dementia, and if I told her what she was doing, she would say, I don't know what you're talking about. And part of it is she's very well aware of what's going on. So it's tough. So I get there this morning, and when I was living there, I was helping her out. I was cooking. I do all the laundry, do all the bills. I do everything. I've done everything for years. I have taken care of her life for years. Her friends say she's very lucky to have me there and to stop being mean to me. Her nail person says that. Everybody says that. Everybody says, leave him alone and start being nice to him. You were so lucky. Because these people, they don't even have their kids there to take care of them. These people are struggling. These people have to have food delivered. because they can't go to the store. They don't, their kids aren't around or their kids don't come over. So she's very lucky. I do all the maintenance. I make sure everything's taken care of. Now I'm doing her laundry. When I moved in there, I was doing her cooking. Now I want nothing to do with it. And she's well aware of it. I said, you have destroyed me since I moved in here. And I just can't put up with you anymore. So I buy her food. I make sure she's got food in the house. I make sure she's got all the junk. Like I tell her, I say, hey, I just bought you some cake and ice cream so you'll have a stroke and you'll be gone sooner. And she'll laugh and she'll say, well, that's the way to go. Buy me more. So, but I moved out, and when I moved out, she used to say, get out of my house. I want you out of my house. You get out of my house. I do not want you. And I'd say, it's fine with me. I'll leave. Who's taking me to your doctor? Who's ordering your pills? Who's washing your laundry? Who's washing your dishes? Who's bringing you food? Who's doing this? Who's doing that? She'd say, okay, well, I really don't want you to move out. No, it's nice to be mean to somebody that's trying to help you until they call your bluff, and then all of a sudden you say, well, maybe you should stay here. And it got so bad, I just said, I cannot do this. I don't want to go back to my place where I lived with the dog. Too many memories. And it was so bad at the house that it was easier to sleep on a floor. And that's where I've been. So, walk in the house this morning. She's not awake. Her TV dinner containers are on the stove. The wrappers are on the stove. There's junk all over the kitchen table. There's not any space on any of the kitchen counters to put anything. She's got clothes stacked up on the top of the dryer, about a foot high. You've got panties on the laundry sink. She's got them over the laundry counter. She's got pee pads on the sink. She's got toilet paper rolls on the floor in 2 bathrooms. But she watches TV, and as long as she watches TV, that makes her happy. That's all she cares about. The other stuff, she leaves it either to make me disgusted at what's going on or to clean it up because she doesn't want to do it. So that's what I saw this morning. I took my shower. And then she's in the den watching TV. And I would stay at the house if I could have some peace. But there's no privacy. I didn't realize it was going to be this bad. I would, if it was a 2-story house, that would be great. Wouldn't have to be around it. But I live in a little bedroom. And if I want to watch TV, she's in the room the whole day, the whole afternoon, the whole evening. And if I say, can I have the TV? She'll go in the kitchen, which is 10 feet away. Well, I don't want her around. I want to have some quiet. I want to have some privacy. So this is not a good idea. It should be a good idea if she wasn't making things impossible. If I was a paid caregiver, which I guess technically I am because I'm going to end up with the whole estate. But if I was a paid caregiver, she would say, let me leave the room. Ooh, let me leave the room so you can watch the TV. Let me leave the room so you can make something in the kitchen. She would stay out of the way so that they could have some quiet, some privacy, some peace. With me, I say, are you going to be in this room all day long watching TV? Oh, fine, I'll leave. I'll go in my room. Everything's tension and a fight and a battle, and it shouldn't have to be, but that's what she does. So I took my shower, I left. Like I said, I took that NyQuil last night, it's probably the smartest thing I did because after days of my head feeling like it was going to blow up from the sinuses just being completely clogged. totally clogged up, and that's the problem that I have. Most people have allergies. Their eyes run, their nose runs, they're a water fountain. With me, I dry up, and when you dry up, everything starts to hurt because it's all clogged up, and it's painful, and then you could end up in big trouble with infections. So, I left the house, and I wanted to go somewhere, and I thought, I can't go anywhere. I can't even keep my eyes open. I'm ready to fall over. I don't know how people take NyQuil every day. I don't take any stuff. I didn't want to take the stuff, but I took it because my head was killing me. Oh my God. So I came back, laid down on the floor, and fell asleep for like an hour. I'm starting to do better. I can feel, yeah, it's wearing off. That's usually what happens. It's about a 24-hour window for me. Even with aspirin, about 24 hours before everything goes back to normal. So I woke up and thought, let's go back to the house. And if she's not going to live forever, I've been saying this for a long time. Me and my sister. Notice I said sister and not sisters. She's not going to live forever. She will probably not make. She probably will not survive the year. I don't think she's going to live to the end of the year. I didn't think she was going to live through last year, but I don't think she's going to make it to the end of the year. There are a lot of signs that make me think. Yeah, I just don't think she's going to make it. So we're hoping oh, here's a sneeze, oh. The best for everybody is always just die in your sleep. You die in your sleep, you get them out of there. You don't have to do assisted living, you don't have to do rehab, you don't have a stroke, you don't have to do rehabilitative care, you don't have to do any of that. Because it's usually a disaster that ends up with them being dead. So she wanted me to move into the house because I'm getting the estate. She said, "You'll move in, I'll die, you and the dog will have the house, you'll be able to live here. The dog loves the runway, she likes the hallway, she runs around, everything's fine. It will be good." And then the dog goes blind, and then the dog gets really ill, and the dog has to be put down. So me and the dog living in the house together is not going to happen. And that was the dream. Mom's gone. She leaves me the house. I get to live there. I get to live there with the dog. The dog is gone. Mom is still living. Mom is existing. Mom's not living. She's existing. This is the way she's lived. It's an existing. I don't even want to be in the house right now. Do I want to be in the house when my mom is gone without the dog? I don't know. I'm still dealing with losing her. So I don't know where I want to be. I've got a humongous house that needs to be cleaned. It's absolutely filthy. It has stuff that should have been thrown out years ago that I worked on for a while, and I said, I'm not going to deal with this. I got to figure out how I'm going to get over the dog. Then I'd clean the house, and I'd say, I can't deal with this. Then I'd come up with, there's just too much. There's too much for one person to be dealing with at one time with absolutely zero support. So, and when she's gone, when she's gone, I'm going to be living in the house in another, I don't know how many weeks when this place is sold. So when this place is sold, my options are buying another place, which might be a smart idea or might be stupid if she dies in another week. Then I've got to turn around and sell the place that I bought. Moving to extended stay at a hotel, which would be an incredible thing that I would love until you find out it's $145 a day, and I'm not going to do that. Get an apartment. An apartment in Los Angeles in a halfway decent neighborhood is probably $2,000 a month for one bedroom. And the money's not a big issue. $2,000 a month, it's nothing. But do I want to get an apartment and lock myself into a year lease? And then if she dies next week, now I've got to pay for a lease. So it means I got to move back into the house and try to deal with this and hope it doesn't drag on forever, because it's not a good situation. So, so I go over there today. Before I was cleaning the place up, there were certain things that I was trying to throw out. Big things that I can bring over to where I live right now and throw them in the huge trash cans and not have to worry about tearing everything down. So all of that stuff is, all but one item is moved out. The furniture, when she's gone, there is furniture. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't need a furnished house, but I also don't want to take all the furniture and cut it up with a Sawzall right away. So, and that was stuff that I wanted to do in the house with the dog. That's stuff that I wanted to do with the dog. That's stuff that I wanted to do while I was living in the house with the dog there. So, she had like she's got so many clothes. It was a 10-foot closet. At least, I think it's a 10-foot closet. It's not maybe it's an 8 or 10-foot closet. And a couple of weeks ago, I was just so pissed off. I said, all this junk has got to be thrown out. She hasn't worn these clothes in over 10 years. She doesn't even go in the room. The closet's probably filthy, disgusting. I opened it up, and it's just like any other. A closet, if you don't have circulation in a closet, you grow yellow mold. Your clothes get filthy. If you don't have circulation, you don't have sun, sun will break down mold, certain kinds of mold, or avoid it, and air circulation and humidity. Well, these closets have been closed for decades. So I opened it up, and there's about 8 feet of brand new clothes worth thousands of dollars. And she wasn't going to be at the house for about 45 minutes because I took her to her nail appointments. I went in there and I grabbed all those clothes and threw them in the garage. And all my friends are saying, oh, you got to donate. Most of the people that told me donate the clothes, I will never talk to them again. First off, don't tell me what to do with my own items. Don't ever tell me to donate stuff. That's none of your business what I do with my things. And get off this donate train. Most of the time when you donate stuff to these places, people that work there take the good stuff and give it to their friends, and other people go over there and grab the stuff, wash it, clean it up, and turn around and sell it online and make a fortune. So unless you get it to the right place, you're just giving people money. So I threw that stuff in the garage. I threw out half of it last week. Today it was sunny. When I went back to the house for the second time, I took that stuff and started throwing it in the trash can. And like I told people, but they said I was wrong, all of that stuff was covered with that yellow, yucky, disgusting mold, whatever that stuff is. So I've got one more trash can full in another week, and then we'll be done. Then I went in the house. I opened the door and I said, are you kidding? I don't like going in there. It's very unhappy because the dog is gone. And I will never forgive her for what she did to the dog. She knows this. I will never forgive her for what she's put me through for 10 months. She knows this. She doesn't care. Emmy. Ooh, that grape is not good. So, open up the front door, and I look, and like, I said, are you sitting in the room in the dark in your nightgown watching TV again? He said, 99% of the time when I walk in this house, this is all you're doing. She just sat there and looked at me. Hasn't done a thing all day. Woke up. I wasn't even there. Woke up. Went in the kitchen. Popped the TV dinner in the oven. And I never understood. I know a lot of elderly people. I know a lot of people who are in assisted living, but they love these Stofers. They love these Stofers and lean cuisine TV dinners. They love them. And my thought was they love them because all they have to do is put it in the microwave for 4 minutes or 7 minutes and they've got a meal. That's all carbs. It's all carbs and it's all sodium. And I talked to somebody last week and she says, oh yeah, my mom did that too. They love it because when they get older, they can't taste food anymore. Their taste buds are shot. And that's why they put, well, everybody that makes food, they overload it with salt. That's what they do in this country. Way too much salt, way too much spice. So you're really not tasting food. You're tasting very, very salty, very spicy junk. But she said that's what the elderly people do. They love that sodium because they can taste their tetrazzini or their baked chicken in their Stouffer's or lean cuisine entree. Something to know, if you were a shopping genius like me, you got to watch the price because one day that baked chicken or tetrazzini or whatever you buy is $3.99. You go back in there a couple days later, it's $2.99 as long as you buy 4. And then you go in there a few days later and it's $3.99, then it goes up to $4.99, then it goes down to $2. So they play games. So what you have to do is you buy a whole bunch of food and then you go back in there and you try to figure out the cycle and you can save yourself a couple bucks on each meal. So I went over to the house. She's sitting there watching TV in the dark in her nightgown in her own little world. And it's not like she's lost her mind. She's just, this is what she does. She's existing. She's waiting to die. She's healthy. She's waiting to die. She has no desire to do anything. So here's somebody walking outside. So the TV dinner box was on the stove because instead of putting it in the 2 trash cans that are 2 feet away, I make sure she's got 2 big trash cans, so there's no excuse. She's got the box on the stove. She's got the top wrapper on the stove. She's got the TV in the kitchen on. I don't know why she needs 2 TVs, but she's got 2 TVs running. I washed my laundry this morning. She's got the dryer open. She probably looked at the stuff I washed and dried, or she probably looked at the stuff I dried and then left the door open instead of closing it. And then I go into the bathroom as I'm walking through, and there's a toilet paper roll, an empty toilet. There's an empty toilet paper roll on the floor next to the toilet, and then I walk in the other bathroom, and there's another toilet paper roll on that floor, and I just thought, I got to get out of here. So I went, see ya. And she says, wait, I need hangers. And I said, so get hangers. And she says, where are they? And I said, this is your house, not mine. Don't ask me where your hangers are. She says, no, you need to get me hangers. That's how it is. I need to do everything, but I can't have the sofa. I can't have a place to stretch out. She won't leave the dog stuff alone. It's gone on and on since I put the dog down. If you watch the video where it got so bad, I came home I came back to my place right where I'm at right now on the floor. I came back here and I just cried my eyes out. Just probably cried for half an hour, just so unhappy, trying to think of how do I get this, how do I fix what's going on. And I went, the way you stop her from moving all the stuff that the way you stop her from moving the dog blankets and the dog bowls and the dog toys and the dog, I didn't want to deal with this. I told my mom, I said, I'm working through losing the dog. I am not ready to put this stuff away or move it. It has a lot of meaning and memory for me. Leave it alone till I'm ready to do this. Which is the same thing that happened when my dad died. We didn't go in there and throw all of this stuff away and say, you need to move on. We left her alone for years until she was ready to deal with it. And that's the way you're supposed to handle it. So I'm over here crying my eyes out, and I thought, the way you stop her from moving this stuff is you can't hold on to it. You can't leave it there and hold on to those memories, because she's going to keep destroying them and desecrating them and hurting you. Take everything of yours and hide it in a bedroom so far back behind stuff that if she tries to get in the room, she'll break her neck with her walker, and she won't do it because she can't get to it. So I woke up early the next morning, went to the house. She was sound asleep. I moved everything that she kept on moving. She couldn't leave it alone. Refused to leave my stuff alone. Wouldn't leave the dog stuff alone. It's all at a place where she can't touch it. I didn't want to move it. I didn't want to move the blankets that the dog slept on the last day she was alive or the last night that she was alive. My mom would not leave it alone, so I had to. So where are we at now? She leaves her underwear on the trash can. She leaves her underwear on the sink. She leaves the toilet paper rolls on the floor. She's got clothes stacked up on the dryer. She's got a kitchen table. You can't even see it. There's so much garbage. All the stuff that I used to have on the dining room table, I moved, and now all of Mom's garbage is on the dining room table. I moved all the stuff off the chairs that was mine or the dog's. My mom's put all of her garbage on there. The sofa was spotless. Now the stove is covered with all her junk. And so she couldn't deal with my things, but now she's taken possession of every open space. Every space in that house has something on it. And so I just don't even want to. The good thing is that I don't have to go to the house now and see what she's done and get upset. I just go in the bedroom and stay away from her. So today, for her to say, get me hangers, well, I just threw out like hundreds of hangers with all those clothes. But she's had clothes on the other side of her bed for probably 5 years. And I keep saying, why don't you clean your bed instead of moving my stuff? So I don't know if she wants hangers. I don't know where her hangers went. I don't care. I just left. But she thinks I'm supposed to get her hangers. I'm supposed to be in charge of the hangers. But it's her house, and she'll do what she wants. Ugh. It's one battle after another. And hopefully this does not go on the rest of the year. I'm going to be out of here soon. This place should be out of it. The sale should have been done. There's some problems going on with it now. And in a real estate market right now, this is the buyer's market. The buyers pretty much have the control. And I'm a seller, but the advantage for me is I don't have to sell. Most people have to sell. They need the money. They have to get out. Like I told my agent, I said, I can sleep on this floor for another 2 years if I have to. It's my way or the highway. So I don't have to be out, but I think I'm going to be out of here in another 3 or 4 weeks. And then I got to figure out what I'm going to do. So all of this came from out of nowhere. I wasn't planning to sell. I wasn't planning to lose my dog. I wasn't planning to move into a house with a mother who's losing her mind. Thankfully, this place is going to be sold soon, so I don't have to deal. This is just one more nightmare. One nightmare too many for me. So once this is gone, it's a big, humongous It's a big, humongous check in the bank, and with all that money, I can probably go out and buy a Slurpee. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll buy a Slurpee. Cherry and Coca-Cola flavored Slurpee. So I'll be out of here. The dog, 13 weeks tomorrow. I couldn't say that easily 13 weeks ago, but when I look at her photos, that's it. I snap. I cry every time I see her pictures. Just lose it. When I let that guard down, I'm in trouble. I can't do anything about that. And then the last one is my mom. And my mom knows how I feel. I feel exactly like she feels. When this is over, I'll have some peace. I won't have to put up with all of this. She won't have to put up with her. She's had a good life. She's had a really good life. She's had to do next to nothing. She had a good husband, a good family, and she doesn't know how to, she's not happy. She doesn't realize how lucky she knows how lucky she's been, but she doesn't care. So, and when I went back to the house last week, why did I go to the house? I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but I ended up with I stayed over at the house for a night, and she was as happy as could be. And then the next day she says, make me a hair appointment. That's how it is. Now that everything's fine, she thinks, make me a hair appointment, do this for me, go to the store and get this for me. And then she says, you're moving back in. Thank you for doing this. Suddenly the thank yous and the being nice and do you want to watch TV? And I just said, no, I got to get out of here. So, and like today, everything was, even though I wasn't feeling that good with my shoulder and my sinuses, the minute I walk in the house, I get a knot in my stomach. Then I see the pictures of the dog and I get unhappy. And then I come back over here and I lay down on the floor and I'm as happy as can be. So, most people who deal with this are probably married. And so the spouse is either giving them support or helping. If the dog, I'm sorry, I'm chewing grapes. If the dog was alive, I would be sailing through this. But I'm not. And she's not. So that's what's going on right now. It's sunny outside in Los Angeles. I'm right by the beach. They said it was going to be 76. Probably about 72. And very windy. And then I turned on the news on the internet and it said there are going to be flash floods all around the mountains. So we're having heat and flash floods and fires, and that's what's going on. So tomorrow I take my mom to her eye appointment, and I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. Life was really good before I life was great before I put the dog down, except for dealing with my mom. Now I have absolutely no idea where my life is on hold. That's the whole problem with what's going on now. My life is on hold. When I moved into my mom's house to help her, it was on hold because I was waiting for my place to sell, and it was on hold because I'm thinking, I can't live with this crazy woman. I've got to get out of here. Then I lost the dog, and I thought, I can't live in this house, and I got to get my place sold, and I don't know where my life is going. And until mom is gone, my life is on hold because I'm like her babysitter. I've got to take care of her. She's able to take care of herself. I still have to take care of her, which means I have no life. There's no life for me except in a chair in a corner of a bedroom. And when she's gone, then I've got to deal with the whole estate and all the money and all the property and cleaning the place out and deciding, do I live there? How long am I going to live for? Which nobody knows. Do I want to live there with all the bad memories? Do I want to move? Do I want to buy a mail order bride wife on Amazon and have her shipped to the house with 2-day shipping? And if she's a nightmare, I can return her, take her to Kohl's or Whole Foods and say, ship her back. So that's what's going on, people. All right, do I have any viewers? Probably not. 0 viewers, 50 minutes. People got really angry when they hear some of this video stuff. They say it's your mom. How can you say stuff like that? And other people who've been in this caregiver thing have said, I know exactly what you're going through, and I wouldn't wish that on anybody. It will destroy you. So, there we go. But the thing everybody still says is, you're still taking her to her meds, taking her to doctor's appointments, still getting her food, still getting her medications, still making sure she's okay, still checking up on her. And you haven't stopped, so good for you.